All right, in this video, I would like to construct a relative frequency distribution. Now, remember, we have to start first with the regular, or the standard frequency distribution with the counts, and then we could convert those numbers to relative frequencies. Now, remember the word relative in the context of statistics, relative means percentage. So we want to take these numbers in the problem and convert them to percentages. So the first thing I'm going to do is export this data to Excel. Actually, no, the first thing I'm going to do is make it larger because it's a really small font. So if you use Control+ on the keyboard, you can make that a little bit easier to see, or Control- makes it smaller. Okay, so this icon right here will allow me to take the problem, the data in the problem, and open it in Excel. Okay, so here it is down here on the bottom left. So I'll click on that. And so what we're going to do, let me bring it in from the other monitor. All right, so what we've done here is we've taken the data from the problem and brought it out into Excel. Now, here are the frequencies. We have to convert these frequencies to relative frequencies. Let's see if we could do it this way. Okay, so a percentage is a part of a whole. So the whole group here is the set of all respondents, or the set of the sum of all frequencies. So the first thing we're going to have to do is add up all these numbers. So we can make a new column for total. And so I'll use Excel equal sum, S-U-M, and that'll give us the sum, or take all the values and add them up. All right, so there's a total of 1,387 values. So for the relative frequencies, what I want to do is take each one of these numbers. So over here in column C, I want column C to equal the number to the left divided by 1387. So this should be equal the number in location B2. Remember, I'm not going to type in 491. I'm going to type in the location because Excel works on locations of data. So I want in column C that first value to be equal to B2 divided by, so it's slash 1,387. Okay, and you do it once. This little square on the bottom right, click and drag that down. Oh, we don't need that last one. Okay, so now we have the relative frequencies. But the relative frequencies, you see the percentage sign here, so we have to convert those to percentages, and also the directions say round to 1 decimal place. Now, when you're using MyMathLab or any online platform, you probably know by now it's very, very picky. Your number or your answer has to be exactly correct, rounded to the exact right number of decimal places, rounded the right way, and in the right form. So we want percentages rounded to 1 decimal place. So what I'm going to do is take these relative frequencies, and we have to do two things. Convert them to percentages. So up here in this drop-down menu that says General, right here, if we use that drop-down menu, one of the options is percentage. So there you go. Now we have our relative frequencies as percentages. The directions say round to 1 decimal place. We have these rounded to 2. So these two icons up here, the 3 little zeros with the arrow, these are the icons that will give you either more decimal places in your rounding or less decimal places. So if you click the one on the left, it's going to give you more decimal places than you need. If you click the one on the left, so it says increase decimal, decrease decimal. So we'll decrease the decimal until 1 decimal place. And now we have our relative frequencies in the correct form and rounded to the correct number of places. And now at this point, we would just take these 5 numbers and type them in to these 5 answer slots. All right, so that does it for this part. Well, actually, there's another part where I think it just says, yeah, what is the most serious threat to aviation safety? So if I show the completed problem, and it looks like sabotage was the most serious threat. All right, so that about does it for this problem. Oh, actually, let me just point one thing out real quick. So you'll see these numbers are different than what I just calculated. That's because when I hit show completed problem, it gives a new randomization. So as soon as I click that box, it gave me a new problem with different numbers, but done the same way. Okay, so that does it for this. Now, with the exam coming up, just keep in mind, MyMathLab will mark you wrong, will mark you incorrect. Even if you've done the problem right, it'll mark you incorrect if you round to the wrong number of places. So make sure you're following the directions precisely, and utilize Excel. It does all the rounding and converting to percentages for you. As soon as you know how to do it, it just takes a second or two. All right, that does it for this.